The new year brings the Marvel comic TV series Moon Knight. Viewers were left in awe on the edge of their seat after the Easter egg-filled trailer dropped just earlier this month. Where does the series take place? Is Mark Spector being hunted or haunted, and by what? Just what is going on with Moon Knight? What characters that we know of will be making an appearance in the series? Where does the series take place? Location, location, location. Now, most fans know Mark moved to New York with his love, Marlene, and his close friend Frenchie to develop as himself and come into his overall character as Moon Knight. On one hand, you have a successful businessman, Stephen Grant, and on the other, a humble cab driver, Jake Lockley. However, we see Spector take action in a city that looks much like London. Could that explain the English accent we hear as he plays the role of Stephen Grant or Jake Lockley? He is seen leaping from buildings that resemble structures in the UK. We were told back in 2019 that filming for the series would take place in London, but with COVID, the filming is now being done in Budapest. So maybe it seems they're keeping the setting as London even if they weren't able to actually film there. Another clue it's in the UK is a glimpse of a red bus that appears in the background of an action scene. Is it in fact a double-decker bus? It's possible that there could be a return to New York, or there's a new set scene altogether. Fans frantically take to social media with their own conclusions about where the setting takes place in this series. While we know that the show is being filmed in Hungary, the hunger for the answer grows. Either way, that's a question we'll just have to wait until next year to answer. Is Mark Spector being haunted or hunted, and by what? In a bone-chilling scene, a frightened and scared Mark can be seen hiding behind artifacts in the museum from something tall and dark. The uneasy feeling assured viewers the creature's intentions were only malevolent. Viewers speculate different conclusions about what or who it could be. Is it a wolf that Spector had unpleasant encounters with in the past? Has the wolf returned for another tussle? Or is the figure of Anubis, servant of the god of the dead? No hostile events between the two had occurred before. Did something transpire amongst the two? Some fans believe a new enemy could be emerging instead. After all, in a later scene, Spector can be seen fighting with something in a room full of broken mirrors. What if it's an enemy from Mark's double personalities, either Stephen Grant or Jake Lockley? Was it one of their actions that created a new villain instead? There's no way to be certain who or what devilish eyes beam inside of Knight. All we know is that haunted or hunted, Mark's very well-being hangs in the balance. Some viewers believe it could be a representation of Knight's fears or part of his personality disorder. It's possible this figure he's facing is his creator, Khonshu. It's said the more Mark fights back, the more he grows. This is a strong possibility and a worthy take on the idea. What face will we be able to place on the unsettling figure? From ancient beings and past foes, Spector is certainly in store for a matchup or two. We know his Khonshu struggles with his personality disorder, so gear up as we dive into the mind of Moon Knight. Just what is going on with Moon Knight? Stay tuned as we meet the good, the bad, and the many sides of Spector. As we know, Knight suffers from DID, which is a disorder that results after trauma with multiple identities. Gaps are formed in his mind, altering memories about the past and future, and just who he really is. Although this has been an insight for him in the past to draw conclusions and fight crime, these alters could be more negative than positive for him. We know these alters to be cab driver Mr. Lockley, billionaire Stephen Grant, and Mr. Knight. Throughout the trailer, we hear Knight's voice relaying he doesn't know the difference between reality and dreams. We know this to be true as we see Spector fading in and out of consciousness. He can be seen snapping back to reality with his bloody fists up and bodies surrounding him. Another scene we see him in a room with broken mirrors, fighting what seems to be nothing. Is this the breaking point for our hero? Has he had enough and taken it upon himself to fight his biggest enemy, which could be himself? Could we be meeting a disoriented and unsure Spector in the beginning? Will he find his way in soon before other enemies close in? What if this torment stems from his creator who gave him his powers, Khonshu? Khonshu had once said to Knight, "The more you push me down, the more I grow." Could this explain the inner battle Spector is facing? Does he no longer wish to possess the powers given to him? What characters are making an appearance? Rest assured, Mark's trusted longtime friend Frenchie follows him to the big screen for this series. Jean-Paul Ducamp had crossed paths with Spector back in the day when the two did mercenary work together. The pair made both their debuts in Werewolf by Night. The driven Paul helps Knight develop technology to take down his enemies. What should we expect from them in the series to come? However, that's not the only face we know to come on the show. What former S.H.I.E.L.D. agent could be coming to the mix, you might ask? Sharon Carter. Whether it's a brief cameo or an extended stay, we're shocked but thrilled to know this tidbit. Now, Carter was revealed to us in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Being that Spector had once worked for the CIA, could he have crossed paths with Sharon, who has also joined the CIA? Being she had such close relations with Captain America, could he himself make a debut as well? Is Midnight striking? No, it's just Midnight Man, also known as Anton Mogart, the treasure-stealing enemy of Moon Knight who strikes promptly at midnight. If you wonder what other longtime foe comes into play, stop wondering. It's the two-faced, backstabbing Bushman. No, literally. Do we remember when Bushman had his men kill Knight? Or so they thought. All I know is we need more. Who else comes to play or stay? See you next year for the answers. New movies in the Marvel Universe. It's no secret that Marvel has hinted to several future movies. If you're a sucker for sequels, sit tight because we're getting straight to the point. First up, we stroll back in time to 2018. Black Panther hits the theaters and has fans screaming Wakanda Forever. Well, Wakanda Forever indeed. We can see most of the old cast hitting the screen next November. The cast pays respects to the late Chadwick and says they'll do their best in honoring him with the coming film. In addition to the upcoming films making their way to theaters is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. The Doctor is said to be joined by his former colleague and friend Christine Palmer. Another character said to join is the mind-boggling Wanda Maximoff. What could the sequel entail? And who else can we expect to make an appearance? Next up is a film that's long been coming, Thor: Love and Thunder. Before you even ask, yes, Natalie Portman is set to join her Thor as she returns as Dr. Jane Foster. However, Jane may possess a power of her own. It's rumored that she may take on a new identity as the reincarnated god of thunder. Just how powerful will Jane be? Strong enough to pick up Thor's hammer? Well, only time will tell, and that time is summer. The movie is projected to be released in July of 2022. Next, amongst the movies dropping is Captain Marvel's sequel, The Marvels. Brie Larson is by her co-stars once again, Teyonah Parris and Iman Vellani. The film is set to be released in February of 2023. Not much is said about the plot, so that leaves fans desperate for the storyline. Last but not least to mention is Ant-Man's follow-up film, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Not much is known of the storyline either. In fact, I'm sure filming isn't even underway yet. Marvel also has no shortage of miniseries to keep fans intrigued between movies. From WandaVision to the new Hawkeye series, we see further backlife of some beloved characters. So whatever your poison is, be sure to check out new Marvel shows and stay tuned for the new movies to come. There it is, all your dying questions and need to know for the future release of Moon Knight. I know you're all perched on the edge of your seat thirsting for the answers. Some unsettling details leave us to yearning for what the future entails. Let us know what you're thinking down below. What really happens with Knight? What characters from the past join him on screen? Thanks for watching!